Knowing how to do product research correctly is going to help you minimize so much risk when you're selling on Amazon. Because if you do proper product research before you purchase, you will know if that product is going to be a winner or a loser before it even gets to the Amazon warehouse. So in this video, I want to go over some of the common Amazon FBA product research mistakes that beginners make. Hey, what's going on, guys? Marvin here. Welcome back to another video. Like always, make sure to subscribe, hit that post notification bell if you guys haven't done so already, so you guys don't miss any of my future videos. Always check down below in the description. I have a bunch of resources for you guys down there that are going to help you grow your Amazon FBA business. All right, so I want to go over a couple of beginner mistakes that I see occur quite often and that you guys really need to avoid if you're going to be doing product research like a pro, okay? You want to be able to minimize your risk as much as possible and protect your investment as much as possible. Okay, so that's what this video is meant to do, is to help you do that. All right, so the first mistake that I see a lot of people make is that they don't take advantage of all of the data that they have at their disposal. You have a bunch of different tools, softwares, and resources at your disposal to help you make good buying decisions. There's absolutely no reason that you should avoid using some of these softwares. The biggest one being Keepa. A lot of people want to avoid that $17 monthly subscription fee to use Keepa, which I think is absolutely mind-boggling. It's $17 that's going to help your business make thousands or lose thousands. You know what you're going to get into. If you have Keepa and you're thinking about buying a product, it'll help you make that decision. Is this product going to make me money, or is this product going to lose me money, depending on the data, the history that is on that listing? To avoid $17, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I've seen people talk about, going off the current sales rank and you'll be fine. That is an enormous mistake, guys. If you go off of the current sales rank, you have no idea what the sales rank was a month ago, a day ago, a week ago, 6 months ago. You have nothing to go off of. So avoid that at all costs. You need to get the Keepa graph in your arsenal if you're going to be selling on Amazon FBA seriously. And then a free tool is just the Jungle Scout Estimator. Just go into Google, type in Jungle Scout Estimator, completely free tool to use, so that you can determine, kind of have a rough estimate of how many units you're going to be able to sell a month, taking in consideration competitors, time of year, and all of that. But you can take the data that you have, put it into the Jungle Scout Estimator, and then kind of have a rough idea, okay, how many units should I order? What's going to be my monthly volume? How long am I going to hold this inventory if you're going to hold it for many, many months? Whatever that may be, but you have that data. You have that tool to help you make that decision. Now, another free tool is the Amazon Revenue Calculator. Just type it on Google, Amazon Revenue Calculator, and it's a completely free profit and loss calculator for Amazon FBA. There's absolutely no reason that you have not to maximize all of this data to benefit you and your business. Okay, so the Amazon Revenue Calculator helps you determine, is this product going to make me money? Is this product going to lose me money? And how much money is it exactly going to be making me? Super, super valuable. And that's just a brief overview of like what kind of data we're talking about. There's so much data, guys. You can make such a smart decision before you purchase a product if you take the time to really do product research. All right, so the second mistake I see tons and tons of people falling for every single year, all around the year, is that they fall for inflated prices. No! 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 This is such a beginner mistake, it's not even funny. Avoid it at all costs. I'm telling you what the solution is right here, okay? Avoid inflated prices. You're going to need the Keepa graph to be able to determine this, but inflated price essentially is, let's say there's limited stock on a product, right? Depending on the time of year, everybody's selling out. So we'll take quarter four, right? So let's say we're mid-December, mid to late December, quarter four, everybody's run out of stock on a certain listing, so the price is going to go up, okay? It's going to skyrocket. And then you come and you're starting to do product research and you're seeing the new skyrocketed price. So you see the inflated price and you're like, okay, I'm going to make so much money every single unit at this price that it's currently at. You get so excited that you forget to look at the history. That's what the Keepa graph is for. If you would have just looked at the history, you would have seen that, this product that's selling for $50 actually averages out to sell around $20 the rest of the year. But because you just focus so much on the inflated price and then you ordered a ton of units thinking that you're going to make so much money, that's going to be a very, very costly mistake. There's a ton of different reasons why the price can be inflated, but that's why we use the data. Do not fall for the inflated price. I can't say that enough, because you will lose money. It's not a question of if. You might get a sale or two, but you're going to lose money. We want to minimize our risk as much as possible. So look at the history, look at the averages. What's the average sales rank? What's the average price that it sells for throughout the year, throughout the last 6 months, whatever data you have at your disposal. Compare how is it selling now compared to 6 months ago. Tons of different things to consider on determining, is this the price that I'm going to sell it for, or is this just an inflated price on this listing? Do not be a complete noob and fall for inflated prices, because it will cost you a lot of money. All right, and then mistake number 3 is not using a scanning software if you're scanning inventory lists from your wholesale distributors. Now, the reason I say this is a mistake is because if you do it manually, it's just going to take you a ton of time. Now, there are some lists that you have no choice but to go through them manually, and you can find a lot of gold nuggets in those lists because most of the people aren't going to take the time to do it, right? Which is kind of counterintuitive to what I'm telling you. But if you have the ability to use the scanning software, use it. It's going to speed up the process so much more than if you were going to go down every single list manually. Okay, we want to speed up the process because we want to be more efficient so we can scan more and more lists. So if you're not using one, then I think that's a mistake because it's costing you a lot of time. Now, with that being said, like I said, sometimes there are lists that are worth looking into manually because you can find, more and more products that most people aren't going to find. And, softwares aren't perfect. They are going to let, things fall through the cracks, and they could lose your profitable product that you would have found if you were scanning it manually. And then the fourth mistake, which I think is a very, very huge mistake, is not looking at the big picture when you're doing product research. For example, you look at things at just face value. So if, let's say, the selling price versus your buy cost is great, right? It looks great on the profit loss calculator. You're making a great ROI and you're like, okay, great. This product's going to make me a lot of money. But what you're forgetting is that there's other factors that are going to cut into your profits. So you need to be able to look at the big picture. Just to name a few, you're going to need to think about shipping. Are they going to ship to Amazon directly? Or you're going to have to ship to a prepper? Is your supplier going to give you free shipping? So if they don't give you free shipping, are you paying to ship to a prepper, and then your prepper's going to ship to Amazon, which is also going to cost you, so you're paying shipping twice? Those are things to consider. Also, is it a standard size product or an oversized product? Is it a light product or a heavy product? Because weight's going to determine how much money it's going to cost you to ship that product as well. Also, is it going to require a little bit of prep or a lot of prep? Because the more prep it requires, the more money it's going to be. Is it something fragile? Is it glass? Is it, a bunch of different things that you have to consider, more so than just the face value price versus your cost and what is it going to equal, right? You have to look at the big picture. Do not be so eager to just get a product on Amazon and start selling that you overlook these things that are going to cost you money. Always look at the big picture. Always try to avoid all of these common product research mistakes, because if you can avoid them and you really take your time, it's going to save you money in the long run. You don't want to make costly mistakes, because if your business takes a big hit and you have limited inventory, that hit is going to be huge, right? It could cut your whole business in half of all the capital you have. If you're only starting with, like, let's say $1,000, you make a $500 mistake. Now you only have $500, okay? So take your time when you're doing product research so that you don't make those mistakes. All right, so hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to like the video and let me know down below. And if you want to know how to do product research even more so, evaluating the keeper graph, going into the nitty gritty on what to look for, what to avoid, then you're going to want to watch the video on the screen where I show you exactly how to do that step by step. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. You guys are already at the end, so just hit that subscribe button and I'll see you guys in that next video.